All right, man. All of these dudes online, these super, my melanin popping conscious dudes, bro. Y'all dudes are losing it. Like you listening to Rizza Islam and you listening to Gully and all of these different other guys who are, well, we know Rizza and NOI. They've been on the consciousness wave, but these aren't health experts. Like, yes, there's some knowledge there, but they were telling you that blacks can't get this. Blacks are immune. This is just a hoax. It's not the flu. The flu didn't affect any businesses. Tesla didn't pull out of China because of the flu. When you see big companies, Apple didn't pull out of China and shut their factories down because of the flu. The NBA didn't shut down because of the flu, SARS, Ebola, and all of that. So when major corporations, the string pullers, when they start saying, "Man, f that little bit of paper right now, we gonna have to protect the commodity as best we can," you know it's serious. And being black is not gonna protect. You saying you got all of this melanin in that. The melanin didn't protect nobody from Ebola. The melanin didn't protect nobody from HIV. The melanin didn't protect nobody from your grandmother and grandfather from having a heart attack. The melanin didn't protect you from diabetes. The melanin didn't protect you from the common cold. So stop with all of this. Oh, I got this, so I can't get that. You don't travel. They're get the white people who's getting it. We know it originates in Asia, so they're getting it just because it's just spreading on from people in the community. But then you have people who are leaving there, going to Europe, transferring it to people in Europe. Then it spreads all in that area and it's spreading. Somebody else travel from another place, they got it. And then you had a big, when it was quarantine in Wuhan, a lot of people fled before they quarantined it. So then you got more of a spread, and as these people begin to travel and come in contact with other people. But for the most part, especially right now, we can't afford to travel until the summertime till we can get some paid vacation. Most black people, so we're not traveling anywhere at this time. But the whites and the Asians are, so that's why you'll see more cases with them. But that doesn't mean we can't get it, as you see with Rudy Gobert, who's half black, and Donovan Mitchell, who is black, and it hasn't been confirmed, but Emmanuel Mudiay, who's come on, man. Y'all have to stop with this nonsense. Stop pushing these narratives. You get too far, and a lot of people who, it's like you got two different types of vegans and people who live in righteous as far as diet and all that. You got the post with the health vegans and the pre with the health vegans, and the pre with the health conscious, and the pre before Kendrick Lamar did his thing at the Grammys and Beyonce did her thing. You got pre before it became cool. So it's two different waves of thought. The people who are post with the health, they're still babies in the knowledge. Like they didn't really wake up to the diet to with the health. They're babies in the knowledge. The people who were before that, they was on that, Dr. Layla Africa, Dr. Sabi, when Inky was really pushing the plant based diet all the way around on his channel all the time. When you could just go and find all of this information, but it was before it became mainstream, when you would say it and people would still look at you like you crazy, like what? So that's a different school of thought. That's a different understanding. But these posts with the health babies, or the ones who got on the information after Nipsey died and then went back to save me, they're more radical with it, but they don't have a true understanding of. They just they heard this new word. Oh, melanin, melanin. Nigga, you had melanin when you had the flu last year. You had melanin when you had the chicken pox as a kid. So if it was that immune, you wouldn't have to worry about nothing. We would just be the major doctors everywhere because we can't get it. But that's not true. We're just not traveling in the same capacity to these certain areas. So stop pushing this misinformation, because then you're getting a flux of a panic. You got places in New York where only two people can go in stores. You got people fighting over food and water. Whereas if you had prepared early February, when all you seen all these videos going on in China with these stores shut down, with no foods in the stores, with stores being padlocked, with people laid dead in the streets, you could have started preparing then, and then it wouldn't have been such a rush. We always last minute with everything. You just stop taking these people word, and the people with the platform. really start doing a bit more research before you start pushing things, and stop comparing something that's not comparative. None of these other diseases and things that you're talking about in the election year, is there a big agenda? Yes. Could this roll out robot workers, and could this roll out um, robot workers, because then you don't have people coming in contact with people so you can save on the spread? Could this roll out a paperless society? Yeah, all of these agendas can be fulfilled, but that doesn't make this thing a hoax. That's my only problem with anything else that you're saying. I can have an open ear, but when you're saying it's a hoax or it's immune to black people, you pushing misinformation, and that misinformation can be deadly because you're stopping people from preparing properly, because they're like Rudy Gobert. It's a joke. I can't get it. I'm gonna touch everything and play, and like that comes from that mentality. So we have to wisen up. We have to be more mindful for what we're saying, and we have to be more responsible for what we're saying, and stop getting so OD when you just come into this information. Don't be so radical. Is black beautiful? Of course. Is it power and being able to go outside and not have to worry about getting sunburned, and being able to harness sun energy in a different way? Of course, it's a beautiful thing, but does that make you immune? No, it's still other steps that goes in with that. Your diet needs to be proper. On type of diet, you need to be working out, so it all works in unison. Keep your stress levels down, because that can impact your health. So how are you taking care of your mental health? Um, just having basic awareness on how to survive beyond the system that's created right now, going back to the natural roots of things. Do you know how to operate a sword? Do you know how to create a weapon out of nature to defend yourself, your family, and property if everything did run out? Do you know what are clean water sources? Do you know how to build anything? Do you know how to start a fire to cook or for lighting? These are all things that you need to begin to think about as things like this begin to happen. If you're a business person, can you start incorporating your business outside of the China paradigm? Because now made in the US will begin to become a thing again. So if you are a young entrepreneur and you're starting up, made in America becomes bigger in the next 5 to 10 years. So these are all things to keep in mind. I just tell everybody, just really stay focused and really just use your brain. Take in consideration what everybody's saying, because there's some truth in everything, but don't let that be the end all be all. Really go do your own research and just stay prepared for whatever. Always stay in your best shape. Always try to stay in your best mental shape. Always be working on self to be in the best position all the way around, so that if anything does happen, you don't have to go get ready, because you was ready. When everybody's panicking, you can be sleeping good. But that's just my message. Love to everybody, but I'm off.